Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent, it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits only temporarily those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much-needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
Ghetto, run, keep going on, less process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just try and I say watch a man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I she never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, we gotta bust down Babylon walls. Prepare and read the way. Prepare and read the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war crime. Fight down. Me say Rastafari. War and crime. And do the righteousness. And we love. And we love. Jah, Jah Rastafari. And we love Jah, Jah, Jah Rastafari. Save all people. And we love Jah. We love Jah, Jah, Jah Rastafari. We love Jah, Jah, Jah Rastafari. Preserve all people. Put time away again. Listen,
Yeah!
so just as I and I as a watchman, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace, but we penalize day or night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare a window way, prepare a window way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down war and crime, fight down war and crime. Rastafari, war and crime, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, Jah Rastafari, and we love Jah, Jah Rastafari. Preserve all, and we love Jah, Jah, Jah Rastafari. Me love Jah, Jah, Jah Rastafari. Me love Jah, Jah, Jah Rastafari. Preserve all. Me love Jah, Jah, Jah Rastafari. Jah Rastafari.
Good evening. Welcome to the first Friday broadcast, first Friday chit chat of the year 2026, when guns are being turned at our innocent children. Good evening and welcome to Global TV. Thank you all for joining us. It's registering -4 degrees Celsius outside. I mean, it is cold out there. And when we say cold, for we in a London, yes, so sub-zero is cold for us. Sub-zero is cold for us because in winter, us in London normally stay above zero most of the time. Sub-zero temperature for us is not something that we really enjoy. Me nah lie. And that's something to enjoy. And bear in mind, we in London here really have snow, unlike those up in Scotland and a lot of the time Birmingham and so on. We not really double in this snow, but whether I go on with itself outside. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good evening. Welcome one and all. Thank you for joining us. Fitzgerald come out. Fitzgerald come out with all our things. But I'm going to teach the PNP tonight how you could respond better. better, PNP. I'm going to teach you how you could respond better, how you could use one stone and kill two birds. Debbie Jervis TV, good evening and welcome. Lynette Jenkins, Lorraine Smichaels, Carlene Richards, Monica Wills, Carlene Richards, yes, Suzette Williams, Evan Miller, Charlotte Graham. Good evening, Sophia Hall. Good evening, everyone. Good evening and welcome. And to the silent listeners, good evening. We would encourage you, if you're a new viewer, to give us a subscribe and also hit the like button, whether you are a subscriber or not, as that supports the program. We're going to give you pinch, tips, and dash of the PM this evening. Nothing too long, stretch out and lamented that would really get under your skin. But, as me always say, the devil have a voice, and when the devil speaks, you must listen as well. Not saying that you must obey the devil, But you can listen when the devil speaks, because you have to make up your own mind as to your decision and whether your decision collides with the devil's decision. Honor to everybody. Like and share the live for us, please. It sends the program further in the Alga Cloud. So just support the program for us, please. So the Alga crowd can pick we up and also we're out here and we're talking, we're mindful business and all that. Let's start with Fix Jackson first and the PNP. Cause just chit chat, we're chit chat tonight, you know. We're start with Fitz Jackson and the PNP tonight. PNP calls for independent probe into shooting that left 4-year-old dead in St. James. Now, how it could be done better here, PNP, given the situation where there's a massive security issue, as well as there's a grave human rights issue stemming from such shooting. We have human rights representative in the People's National Party, as well as we have national security, both spokesman for both human rights and national security, Renice Nicholson. A better response from the PNP would have been a joint statement from national security and human rights. A joint statement from national security and human rights. And the PNP ought to get out of us, come draw them and heckle them before them can come out, do or say something. That's what leadership is. That's what we put on in a leadership for. That when there's something that affects the broader community, the broader society, we look for an official response, official advice, official guidance from those who we've elected in those roles. Mel, how you do? From those who we elected into these roles. One, the PNP them late. And two, you could have done it better. Human rights and national security, given the incident, should have released a joint statement. All right? That's the honor. We're going to go over MPM because we want to get the bitter weed out of the way first. But let's go back to other night at Black River. Let there be light, and there was no light. And then we're going to look at, I don't know if it's a justification from the Prime Minister as to Chanel Williams. How you do? I don't know if it's a justification from the Prime Minister over the 150 million what our money would then take up the JPS. Because me see have Pinocchio on one side, and me see had the red baboon on the other side, and he might explain himself go how far Andrew Holness reach is a matter of your understanding in whatever the Prime Minister tried to explain. I mean, I know if him come up in a head and I say, him a provide with a better explanation than what Pinocchio and the red baboon give we. All right, make we listen to the Prime Minister Black River first. And listen carefully, you know. People were in a wet put. People under zinc. People under tarpaulin. Listen, you know. Oh, listen.
All the trying people who are doing it on your own and not waiting for government. I commend you, I applaud you, I encourage you. Do what you can. But the government is coming with some assistance.
Prime Minister, I know do what we can. We know say with duty. We know say if we sit down and left it to government, hog, foal, dog, and everybody go come in a what's left of we building them. Come make nests, come lay egg, come have them pups and all of them something there. If it was to wait pan you for assistant to get we back pan we foot. But go and tell the lie.
But the assistance has to be done on assessment.
That's a really how you do.
Because at the end of the day, this is about helping the needy and not the greedy. It's about helping the people who actually need it and not just those who believe they can get it so they just put it anymore.
Are you
We have
listening?
conducted over 15,000 assessments already. On Monday coming, Cabinet will meet and finalize the categories of assessment, whether you got minor damage, major damage, or severe damage, and we will finalize the associated amounts that each category will get. For you to benefit, you must have identification. You must be able to establish your identity. And we must see that you have received, you were impacted, you got some damage. We're not going to be doing it in a way where people are going to get multiple benefits. We want everybody to get a benefit. So we're going to manage it in a transparent and well-run way so that all the people who need the benefit can get the benefit to restore their roofs or restore their livelihoods.
Glorious Swaby, good evening and welcome. Uno here for yourself, though. The Prime Minister said, Uno where do, don't wait for him. And it no ongo go for them where do, it go for all Uno we can manage for do as well. Because I say, what the Prime Minister go pick out and go. No. Remember in a COVID, it was what? 50,000, 150,000, and 400,000. 50,000 for minimal damage, 200,000 for medium damage, and total loss was 400,000. Remember then figure the MPM. So we are going to see if a year on with more money collected and more money borrowed, if the price are going to go up. So we see from 2016, you have vote buying price at $5,000 and 2025, you still buy vote for $5,000. So, we are wonder to say, if anything will go, pan this thing them. So, we already know the figure Prime Minister, so we are wait to see if there's any improvement. Before we go on to the Prime Minister, further with the Prime Minister and some bullshit that he spoke. Drivers in St. Mary and Portland urges to exercise caution amid flooding from persistent rainfall. So those three parishes are under flood warning based on the persistent heavy rainfall on that section of the island. And that is something I want to tackle Melvin Spence on tonight. Isaac Buchanan, come here. The same gleaner, Isaac Buchanan, who wrote the story of the flood water in a St. Anne's, Portland, and St. Mary, that you have posted about an hour and a half ago on your official Facebook page. That same gleaner, Isaac Buchanan, wrote about the 4-year-old. Even Fix Jackson article in the Gleaner, even the Gleaner in relation to Fix Jackson calling for a probe. You never even, you could have copied that, put on your page as well, just like how you put on your page just an hour or so ago. The article from the headline from the Gleaner of the rainfall in St. Anne's, Portland, and St. Mary. You see, so you pick and choose. And when we appoint for the same thing, you pick and choose one to react to and one to repost. Are you saying in the capacity of a human rights spokesman, you don't have anything to say, or you don't have anything to highlight in this issue of the first day of the year, the state turning guns on children, a 4-year-old and a 10-year-old? You don't hear about it yet? Okay, we will wait. Because I don't know we have patience. I don't know what to say. We have patience. So we will wait till we catch up. You know, to pick and choose, want to respond to and want to react to. Just like how you see it necessary to post that on your page, it is also necessary to highlight the injustices. The PNP where the fire burn out of them belly, which they barely had anyway. They barely. And we're going to listen to Andrew carefully now in Jamaica. Oh, hey, you know, jaw close. Jaw close, because we're going to tackle the Prime Minister tonight. We are going to tackle the Prime Minister. Because we see all of the money where the Prime Minister borrow and get and thief and beg is based on the disaster. The disaster never happened in the whole of Jamaica. The disaster happened in the western parishes of Jamaica. This Momo Chalo is going to speak about his favorite murder nonsense now. Listen to him, and then we'll go over. No man, me not mad on it tonight. These are some short. That's why I say it's a pinch, a tops, and a dash. Liquor salt, liquor sugar, liquor pepper. You know, so you can't throw too much of them in your cooking. So you have to do a pinch, a tops, and a dash. So you don't get too much tonight. They say not much. And the last one not much. But listen to him and he murder. And have you seen Pinocchio to his left? And the red baboon to his right? Listen to the MPM.
In 31 years, the country can collectively celebrate. Because this is an achievement for everyone. The reduction of murders from...
What the Prime Minister is actually saying to us, because I don't know if we play him for cut him up and turn him down. What the Prime Minister is saying, it is an achievement for us, the people of Jamaica, that the state of Jamaica has taken over the murder, the killing in our country. And because the state has taken over the reins of the killing, he did say 30 years. Because the government has taken over the reins of the killing, the government now come out and say, hallelujah, Lord, have mercy. We have made it to bring murder down to less than 1,000. To less than 1,000, just under 600, under 700, said the Prime Minister. What about the over 300, though, Prime Minister, that you have murdered? Are we not still over the 1,000 mark? You bunch of so-and-so.
In 31 years, the country can collectively celebrate, because this is an achievement for everyone. The reduction of murders from the highs of almost 49 per 100,000, sometimes as high as over 1,500 murders per year. So now this year, having, by my last check, 673 murders, under 700 murders, the third year of reduction in murders. We have cracked the psychological barrier of 1,000 murders per year. And we are firmly heading to attain the regional average, if not better the regional average, of 15 murders per 100,000. The objective of the government is for the country to attain peace. So it is not just a matter of attaining security, meaning citizen security, public order, but to attain peace, which means that violence is not a first resort for the resolution of conflict. And we will be putting in place policies to ensure that Jamaica does attain peace as a country.
Now you have the pinch, you have the tops, now you're going to have the dash. It is important to listen to the dash. Why? Because to say the dash involves our money. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. What Andrew Olness say, you might go take what hurricane relief money do when Barra pan with Chent. When you listen well. Oh.
Landed in Black River a few hours after the hurricane. I saw concrete poles broken. How do we put up poles that are category 5 rated? How do we structure the grid such that you can have areas that have their own source and supply? How do we introduce microgrids? How do we put some of our lines underground? A discussion which we have started at the cabinet level with the JPS. The costs have come in. No doubt the costs are high. But sometimes you have to compare high costs with high loss. What is it that we lose by not having resilience in the grid? And so we looked at our airport corridor in St. James, in Montego Bay. And we are now actively pursuing how to ensure that the resilient corridor, which we created during COVID, meaning from the elegant corridor to the hip strip and to the Montego Bay town center proper, how do we ensure that in the event of a weather event, a natural disaster, a hurricane, that the electricity can be back up very quickly and the airport and other critical services such as the hospitals, the police stations, the fire brigade, that they are all functional. That's what we mean when we say we are taking decisions to build resilience. And not just that, we're also taking decisions for Kingston as well. Thankfully, the hurricane did not hit Kingston. If it did, we probably would have had some discontinuity in government for a short period. But it means that we should take the opportunity while we are restoring the grid to strengthen Kingston, which was not so badly affected. And there are corridors in Kingston where, if I even do so, the electricity goes. And those corridors have to be strengthened, have to be placed on a strong footing of resilience. So the strength of the recovery is not just to restore, it is to build forward, not to build back. We are going to be building Jamaica forward, and we're going to be building Jamaica better than it was before.
Spirit child. Me sure say which part jump out by me look like this or jump out by you, spirit child. The spirit child, the part where jump out by me, come in and if you jump out by everybody. What jump out by no? In the last video, yeah. Jamaica, what jump out by? What jump out by? Oh no, make me short tonight. What jump out by no? What jump out at you when you listen to the con artist just now? We jump out pound. We irritated a little while. We Andrew Boldness said, not irritated. I saw no hard to get irritated. Globalists. We irritated no out of what the Prime Minister said a little while. Let me go now clue. Member say the 6.7 billion US dollar when borrow upon the 10th we just pop down and lick down and throw down a dot. The insurance when get upon we 10th. The gifts and donation when get upon we 10th. You never hear Andrew Olness say, Glorious Waby. Kingston never mash up. But if I go take with money, Lahad a late night I can't even shout. Because her neighbor, her miserable neighbors too. Take with money. Take with money while we lay down in our dot and chant and kill some. Prime Minister said, thank you very much, Spirit Child. Prime Minister said, while we lay down in a dot, while we lay down in a shit and piss and rat just a run over with some, we have a box cockroach out our ears, fly out our mouth and nose. Even though the Prime Minister not see that as preserving with dignity, but when we touch with hand to collect a food bag for charity, the Prime Minister have outrage about preserving with dignity. The western parishes of Jamaica mash down, pop down, put down. And Prime Minister talk about take with loan, with insurance, and with gift and donation to Trenton, kill some. Did you hear that, Jamaica? If the Prime Minister want Trenton kill some, the Prime Minister do it out of the country's national budget. The Prime Minister do it out of the country's infrastructure budget. When the Prime Minister, when the gang of thieves divert our entire insurance package from the catastrophe bond to JPS, and then the Prime Minister come out with Pinocchio and the red baboon, turn up either side of him, explaining himself away like he is providing a greater understanding than what Pinocchio or the red baboon confused with both. But the Prime Minister even can't muddle the water anymore, even more. After the Prime Minister take the entire catastrophe band money and lend JPS, the money laundering scam, the Prime Minister still take up $75 million our money, give the church them to continue hold us into spiritual contempt. Because as Everett Warmington called them, self-appointed leaders. Leaders that are liars and thieves, a lot of these pastors. The church has always been a money-making organization anyway, willing to take away a profit without putting in a principle. And our money, everybody will eat the things that share up for. Everybody in the share up. And all know for we name can call. Till the Prime Minister come tell we say, we have enough. What we're going to use and strengthen Kingston. How Kingston get in this year? When St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, St. Anne's, and some places in Manchester lay down upon dirt, Prime Minister. And you are talking about Trenton Kingston? What about the people of Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth who live down upon dirt, who are sleep on the element, who are sleep on the tarpaulin and zinc, who not forced out of school and community center? What about them? Why Kingston don't be? I know we not hear them talk about we know. Because when the pittance what the Prime Minister talk about, the pittance what the Prime Minister talk about, if it's anything of the sort of what we see them doing a burial, it can't be by zinc. It can't be by zinc for cover back a small board house. 50,000, 150,000, 400,000 max. The Prime Minister give MPs in the disaster zone 10 million to assist with building recovery. When they do the maths, they couldn't help more than 100 people at 100,000 Jamaica dollar per person. And if you look just in my community of Parity, where concrete building broke up, concrete building just licked down a dot so pef. And the godforsaken ought to be demolished, ought to be thrown in the deeper end of the sea. Churches. We need to go back at the days when revival people would do just turn up in any square in your community and you praise God there. We can praise God in an open air. We can go back to what we used to call team meeting. We can go back to open air praise. So women don't have to wear their tall heel boot. And those hats where they have to set their neck one way to keep their hat steady and train their neck and their foot calf. By the time woman come home from church, they in a pain. By the time woman come home from church, they in a pain. And the pain costs you because you have to throw tithe and offering. And I know one time a day they collect offering. I know one time a day church collect offering. And I know one time a week, church collect offering. Why don't we go back to praising God in the street? Why do we have to go into these God-forsaken building, go enter these fashion show? When people don't just turn up at team meeting, nobody never in a fashion competition. Mother just come and talk, turn a roll and you hear jump, talk, knock, and square full. Why can't we go back to that? It was sweet for praise God them time there. But the competition of praising God, who can speak, who can preach better, and who can dress better. Me not in the effort, we don't know. Me alright with me then. You understand? Me alright with me then. You turn on your TV, then try fool you. You pick up a paper for read them, try fool you. You pick up a book for read them. Me alright. People try fool me every day. So me can't bother with the fooling pan weekend. Cause me have to go through it Monday to Friday when me pick up anything to read. Me have to cipher when me turn on anything. Where true and where lie. So when me weekend come for me rest my mind, me not have time for pastor or even confuse me even further. Hmm? We need to drop these organizations. The church is a symbol of slavery. The church is a symbol of oppression. We now go free with self with the church, especially the Adventist and the Anglican. Maybe Baptist or revival, but not the Anglican, not the Adventist, none of them formed there. Baptist was one of the union that was in a position to slavery and injustice against black people. Revival, spiritual wise, is the only religious denomination will connect to us in Jamaica spiritually. Only because, one, we are lied to about religion connected to our African culture, and two, we take things into an evil twist of the Western mix and the African spirituality, and therefore we are being held in contempt by these people. The church and these confused religious denominations are a symbol of slavery, a symbol of oppression. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. It means that pastor will not free you. That politician will not free you. You have to come to the awareness and the awakening and the understanding. Then you have to start asking your question, does this really serve me? Does this really serve humanity in the way it has been thought and practiced? We cannot be continued to led astray by these people who, when they hold a mic and a camera turn upon them, they're always either lying to us or misleading us or talking to us like we barely or don't even exist. Or if you are to look at what Rowan Edwards said in relation to the war over the $75 million between the Freemasons and the church and the state. Rowan Edwards said, the government must give the money to them, the churches and the pastors, to fix the people them roof. And then after the money done, government to give them money to fix for them roof. So what the clergy is telling you, you are still children. The clergy is still treating you the way they used to treat you in slavery. Everett Wilmington is writing in many things. The church can go use the money where them have in them bank account. If them claim they don't have enough or none in them bank account, use their collaterals, their lands, their properties as collateral for loans. I mean, what the church collect on a weekly or a monthly basis can repay their loan. Our money, our hard-working money, when church sit down and collect a profit 3 times a week, sometimes 3 times a day, they collect a profit. They don't pay tax. Where is the money? Churches don't pay tax. Churches don't provide financial accountability. And with money, our MOUNEY gone to church, when church, hey, uno thief, you know, uno thief, uno lie, uno wicked. I mean, tell you when God come up on a church, people might go line up and strike first. Because I've always and always have the view that church people don't see the suffering of poor people. Church, the church don't see the suffering of poor people. Look at the disgraceful church now. Oh, they hear in you and taught you a quarrel over disaster money. After the church have been robbing and stealing for centuries from the inception of slavery to now, the church has always been acting against us. These churches need to demolish so it can free up lands for poor Jamaicans. These churches have lands and money. A lot of these church properties are taking up space. We could have farmed something upon them for it. And the building them don't serve a purpose. The building them don't serve an economic purpose to the community. The economic purpose to those buildings taking up space around us. The economic benefit for those buildings taking up space around us is for the same old eerie massa. The benefit is for the same old eerie massa. We need to demolish these things. They're not a benefit to us. They're a symbol of oppression and slavery. We're not going to be free while our minds are tied down into this, what I call literal bullshit. Because to say, if it go help, it would have helped already. And how long are you willing to wait for the church do what they always preach until we say go do and happen? How the church get out here quarrel over money? How the church get out here quarrel over money? Listen here, church. On a public scale, we don't now go win pan this year. Mr. Warmington have all heap of support pan this. Labour Right and PNP, independent Jamaicans, Jamaicans in the diaspora. Mr. Warmington is well supported in this fight. Because more and more the church have been exposed as just a money-grabbing organization. If we did, I don't know if we do a funeral, we have to pay a fee. If we don't married, we have to pay a fee. We don't collect offering. In the Adventist system, you have three structures throughout Saturday. You have what is called Sabbath school. Then you have what is called divine service, where pastor can sweat and tell the lie. And then if a party then come, they make sure they go to the member yard where always have whole of fried fish and pudding and them something upon a Saturday. We cannot continue like this, my peeps. We cannot continue to enrich politicians and pastors. You don't know no poor politician? You don't know no poor pastor? Jamaica people, you don't know no poor politician or no poor pastor? Have you ever asked any of your pastors for financial accountability all the years you've been paying tithe? Someone who can ask the government them back for tax return. Someone who can't even go to the church with no problem, when you go to the church with no problem, pastor put on upon no knee and touching on no head while him a down up head to him pants front and I pray. So say him a pray for no. A lot of these pastors use their position of counseling to abuse people, and they can't challenge because of a lie me I tell. When you now go wake up, say this is nonsense. When you now go wake up, say this is nonsense. What you need to go and do is go and read more of history. Go and understand geography before you, even if you want to read the Bible. Yeah? Reading the Bible, you need to understand it on a broader perspective. You need to understand the Bible in context to history, geography, and science. History, geography, and science. Now, for those of you Christians who picked up the Bible, you picked it up and nothing winds my key harder than hearing some of you speak like you actually spoke to Jesus. And when we try to explain to you that the book you're explaining to us from is the very later part of the translation, after the Greek translated an African text, and then the Romans translated the Greek text. And then when the British went to cockistocracy with the Pope, them translate. That's why when King James was translating the Bible for you, you slaves who read the Bible, the original King James version, in the first page of it, that first writing that you would know in most books, that would be as a forewording. It tells you that this book was translated for the grace and mercy of the people of Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. It never intended to serve you, the slave, purpose. Henceforth, there is the patriarchal teaching, and there is the imperial mindset teaching will come out of the Bible. God white, him holy angel white, and everybody in the art story of the Bible is white. The superiority of the Bible, when a country or a nation is designing their spirituality, is to serve their superiority. That's why Marcus Garvey told you must see God in your eyes, because to say the Europeans' God look exactly like them. The Arab God look exactly like them. The Chinese God, the Buddha, they look exactly like them. God in your own image. Therefore, what Marcus Garvey is saying to you, you wouldn't feel and act so subservient and accept the narrative that you're inferior to whiteness. And that's what the story Johnny away from, God, his holy angels, and everything was in the image of whiteness. You dunce bullshit. How long it going to take some of the church people to work out it? Say, if you don't need a God, God must be in your image and not in the image of another person, because you're going to continuously be subservient to the image of the person that God is in. Yeah, come go on my bed. Can not learn? Now learn. It's hard to cast some on with we. It hard. It's hard to cast some on with we. Can't you just sit down on the roadside a skylark, so? Like you no see the danger ahead. Like you no see say, we have the evil Nebuchadnezzar. You no see say we have to wait at the moment. This is not the time to play, Jamaica. This is just not the time to play. You understand? Because to say, a wicked leader has been set over us. If you don't unite, in the words of Marcus Garvey, you shall certainly perish. Hmm? Everybody are gang up against we. Are we one in this? When are we going to recognize that we are on our own? And until we take this stand, nothing now go happen. Hmm? Stop the walk the news carrying of politicians and religious leaders. Stop it. Religious leaders are news carriers. When they stand up in front of you at the pulpit on Saturday daytime and Sunday daytime, all they do is care news. That's all. Lie and story. Lie and stories. Because half of them read the Bible, then don't understand it. Half of them read the Bible, don't understand that the Bible was set in Africa. Even thus, part of the Bible that was mentioned, wanna call the Middle East today, is still Northwest Africa, stretching all the way through the Middle East, all the way up to Israel and Palestine. Still Africa. Because you don't understand history, you wouldn't know that landmass is still Africa. If you don't understand history either, you wouldn't know that the genocide in Palestine by Israel, both of those people are still warring over our lands, our resources. You just don't understand it because you don't read, or because you were told of a fake Israel in the Western Bible. You think it is the same Israel as this bastardized, barbaric one that exists now because of the tied up teaching. Hmm? Don't even make me start on the wicked liar LNG white sheet tonight. Don't even make me start on the liar thieving Adventist prophet tonight was a she named LNG White. You the wicked, you and your husband and your friend, we say the need for create an organization one regimentally demand 1/10 of we earning every week. Uno jankro, uno rich, Pastor Patrick Allen, Reverend Patrick Allen will wrap up the East Jamaica conference and take a gamble with Cash Plus and Olint. Glenn Samuels, well, if you walk side of Glenn Samuels breed you and go baptize over again. Don't make me start pound tonight, Adventist. Can't no say. The nearest, the only place on a hand can go is pound zip and in a people pocket and in the offering plate. Don't make me start pound tonight. Cause all on know so na thief and liar. The all on know say fan we either we know na thief fan we. And continue to lie to keep the steal going. But me I go on my bed tonight. Anyway, globalists, thank you for being here tonight. Have yourself an amazing weekend, first weekend of 2026. Even though the Prime Minister turned gun pan, we picking them already. When you see the ear bleak, last year thought with hope of blood too, you know. Last year thought with hope of blood too. You remember within the first few weeks of last year, we have 34 people, last year, January, we have 34 people slain. It was a bloody start to the year as well. And see the, while the Prime Minister that black over the Prime Minister commit sacrifice. The Prime Minister is the Minister of Defense. The Prime Minister of the Minister is also the current Minister of National Security. JCF and JDF turn gun pan with children and not a word. Unite or perish. Thank you very much. Have yourself an amazing weekend. And please do join us back Sunday as we are going to take our day off tomorrow. So join us back on Sunday when we start the war with the government all over again. The government has threatened us, and we're not waiting for the government to start the war. Whether the government wants to engage or not, we are on the war path. Good night.
Too long in our little ghetto, run keep going on, less process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just as I as a watching man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon walls. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down, war and cry. Fight down. Listen, Rastafari. War and cry. And do the righteousness. Hey, we love. And we love Jaja. And we love Jaja. And we love Jaja. We love Jaja. We love Put time away again. Listen, yeah. So just as I as a watching man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace, while we penalize. Hey, oh, night, we gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for Rastafari. Fight down, war and cry. Fight down, war and cry. Rastafari, war and cry. And build up righteousness. But we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Rastafari. We love all. And we love Jah. Me love Jah. Me love Jah. Rastafari, preserve all. Me love Jah. Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then DJ.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.